Okay, so on the bench today we have something a customer sent me from the United States of America. I don't mind doing out-of-country repairs. And this should be, if I'm not mistaken, this should be a Midway Mortal Kombat 2 NBA Jam Tournament Edition T2 soundboard. And that's exactly what it seems like to me. So the complaint on this was, I believe, really low sound. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. He left the NBA Jam Tournament Edition ROMs in. Although I do know that this did come from his T2. Now, when he showed me pictures, let me get this box out of here. Let's get you out of the tripod here. A corrosion on the board. Now, is that the problem here? It very well could be. It very well could be. But as we all know, let's back up out of here for a minute. The amplifier here, chip. Sorry, that's the amplifier chip back there. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. Well, there's even corrosion there as well. Yeah, okay, so maybe it's not this chip, although this does tend to go bad. Yeah, actually, the more I look at this, the more corrosion I see in the traces. Now, it looks to me like it's just right here, and on the back, like we've seen. I don't know if it's in here or not. I can't really tell. I'll have to take a look at. So, hang on one second. So this is a donor board that I have. Yeah. Compared to this, compared to this, I mean, it looks the same, but I do see we have a lot of corrosion here. We have some here. There's a lot on here that needs to be done. I wonder what his T2 board looks like if this came out of the same machine. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to go through and I'm going to test continuity between a lot of this. So the amplifier chip and all around here. Some spots in here, like this trace right here, because that looks like that's bad. Now, he was getting sound, it was just really low. That's why I'm suspecting this, or I mean, it could be bad caps. I mean, it does happen. It does happen on these boards. You see the corrosion in there? All right, so it could be a few things. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to do some continuity checks on this, and if I need to, compare them with this and just see what happens. Okay, so upon closer inspection, what I thought was corrosion right here is probably the date stamp, right? But as I go through here, I haven't even started checking yet, but look at this. Look at this trace. So just from here, let's get a little light on that here. Let's lock the focus there. 1, 2. Yep. There's multiple traces missing here. Multiple. R89. R89. Look at the corrosion here. Yep. So C26, I believe. Right. That is definitely a missing trace there. C26. This trace here. That's probably blown out. C26. Look at the amount of traces in here. And this is dirty, so let me just, for shits and giggles here, so we're looking at 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 traces. 4 traces. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Yeah. That looks broken right there alone. Yeah, there's no way that trace is good. Especially right there. No way. Yeah, so I can tell a lot of this is going to have to come off and get repaired. I mean, I can just see corrosion everywhere. Okay, so I just removed this cap from this board here. I was going to start somewhere and start getting rid of all this corrosion. And I just started to remove, like I said, that cap. And to me, that looks like it's leaking. And this is probably where the corrosion has started. Let me back up out of here just a little bit. I mean, it could be from all of these caps are starting to leak here. What did I just do with that? There it is. Yeah, that seems wet to me. Absolutely. So yes, I believe this cap here has begun to leak. Okay, focus. I believe that cap has begun to leak, so that's probably one of the issues right there. Wow. Not filming great today. I think I need another coffee. So yeah, and the reason I think that is because, I mean, if you look, at some of these near it, it's crept up the legs, right? Whereas if you look at this one here, it doesn't look to me like it's creeping up the legs. Oh, even that looks wet. Well, it does in this camera view anyways. But it doesn't look like it's creeping up the legs. It looks like it's leaking out.
I kind of wanted you to hear where the sound was at, or at. Let me see. Both.
So I removed the amplifier heatsink, right? And yeah, you can't tell me these caps aren't leaking. Like, there's no way. I can tell that is wet. Come on, focus down there. Yeah, see, that's wet. Yeah, that's wet. That's leaking. For sure. And that's why this side of the board seems to be clean. Right? It's this side of the board that's bad. And isn't it funny that all these caps are right here? So I just went through his video that he sent me about the issue, and all the sound is there. The music and the voice is there, the samples. So the PCM is working, which is part of this, the DAC here, and obviously the sound is working. So the Yamaha is working as well. So yeah, I've absolutely, this whole thing needs to be recapped. Okie dokie, we're back with the NBA Jam soundboard, Midway soundboard, NBA Jam TE, Mortal Kombat 1, Terminator 2, which is what this is out of originally, was a Terminator 2. He just sent me these ROMs because he was doing some testing, and he actually happened to have another board that was NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and he swapped that one for this one to put in his T2. So I'm repairing this T2 so that the serial numbers match up and he can have the original soundboard back. So we're back with this. I think where we left off, we checked this cap was leaking, this cap over here was leaking. They're pretty much all leaking. They've caused, which I thought was corrosion down here. That's actually a date stamp. But you can see corrosion all up in here. All in here where it started, in here. Lots of these traces have, and it's pretty much this side of the board over here that has the corrosion, but it is starting. You can see it starting. Well, I know you can because I looked at it. It was on a few of these chips, was it not? Like, it's starting here. That is there. Is it starting down in here? No, it's not. It's not starting here, but it is here. And a lot of these resistors and stuff have corrosion all over them, and a lot of these traces do. So we're back with this. That's where we left off. And we have our box of parts. Watch your fingers, kids. Don't spill your coffee. Get that out of there. We've got our box of parts here. Every cap listed. Now, the only caps that I did not order for this was, I believe, actually I'm not quite sure, what I believe was these three up here. I don't think they're bad, but if they are, I have replacements anyways. But Yes, we have our box O parts. And I ordered some extras, you know, just for other boards and, you know, whatever, just in case, right? So let's get you down here a little bit. Let's get you down here. Just so you can see, like, the corrosion that I'm talking about here. You can see it starting. Here, like on this chip here, you can see it starting here, and you know, probably have to check these sockets and all these sockets just in case, you know, especially around here. Like you can see in the resistors where it's starting. Let's get you zoomed in even more here. Let's get you focused. We'll lock that focus in, and like you can see all over the place where this thing is leaking, and you can tell they're bad, right? Like here, for example, you can see that they're bad. Like they're falling apart. That one's not too bad, but I know they're all leaking. Like these are all bad. You can tell, like they're leaking, and that's not just dust. That's like, look, it's, whoops, come on, stay focused on me here. You can tell that that's falling apart right there. Right there. Like that's falling apart. You can tell how bad that one is there. And that's not, like I said, that's not just dust. That's crap. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start changing out all these. You can see, like here on this resistor, how bad it is. This resistor, like, and obviously it's ones that are closest to the caps that are bad, right? So, and like I said, I already removed this one because that's where we checked where it was leaking, and this one up here, this one was leaking. After I took the heatsink off, you could see it was leaking here. So yeah, we'll get started on this. Let me zoom you out here, and I guess we'll start with the desoldering pump, and we'll just do, there's not a cap map for this that I'm aware of, right? So I'm literally just gonna do, you know, I guess I'll just start right here and I'll slowly work my way through this entire board. So like I said, I'm just about to get into this, and this is the one that I removed already. That cap right there. And you know what I did not notice when I removed that cap to check it is I already lifted a pad, and I didn't even notice that. That's how bad these are going to be. I know it. So I might want to turn the heat down a little bit. I don't know if you've ever heard of Adrian's Digital Basement, right? Great channel. I think he's kind of right about this. The power indicator light, or the heat up light, is right there. All right, so when you have it in its cradle, and by the way, I do need to buy the actual holster for it. I mean, it's just, that would be so much better. But yeah, why doesn't it have an indicator light? I mean, it literally could have been anywhere in here, or even like here, or just somewhere, because even if you had the holster, I mean, it would still be this way, right? So I don't know, I just think that's funny. I think he's right on that. Okay, so I have just removed this one and replaced it, and these two are next. I just want to check to see if these are leaking. That stuff there, that's just flux from pulling them out. I just want to see underneath, because we do have a little bit of corrosion on this resistor here. Let me see if I can get you zoomed in a little more here. See if I can tilt that up a bit for you. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference or not, but yeah, that's all right. So let's remove that cap. maybe a little bit right there. Can you see that? No, you can't. So let me remove this one. Yeah. Yep. For sure that's leaking. It's not much, but you can tell they're starting to. Right there, you can see the leakage, and right, I don't know why that's showing up like that. Right, but definitely right there, that's leaking. Yep, that is for sure. Definitely starting to leak. It wasn't as bad as the ones that were further up. Let me lock that. Further up that way towards the board. So we'll just clean this area up here. And if I decide that any of these resistors that have a lot more corrosion than that, like that just might come right off. That's probably just like it's probably just starting because these are just starting to leak. But as I go through here, if I find any resistors that are really bad, like yeah, that's got to be changed, then yeah, I'll change them. I just want to clean the area thoroughly here. Squeaky clean. And after I'm done here, I'll go over the board and make sure everything's yeah, and as you can see, you don't see the leakage anymore. It was, whoops, it was right here and like right here. I may go through and test some of these caps afterwards. I won't doubt that they'll show up, you know, halfway decent until you get voltage going through them, and then all of a sudden, then they'll have a fit, right? I'll guess that, and I'll guess that length there. What is stopping that? Could that be any more crooked, Aaron? Yep, don't like the way that came out. I'm absolutely gonna redo that one. Where's my pliers? I don't know why I'm trying to do this by hand. Oh, probably on the other. Probably in the Neo Geo where I was testing the tech end board, which, by the way, has gone absolutely horribly wrong. What are you even pointed at here? I must have knocked the camera silly there. Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that by hand. You should always do it with some kind of straight edge. What do you know? Bend them leads out a little bit. Get the other one here. So I guess what I'll do is I'll install these two. And, I should probably prop this up, make it a little easier on myself. I just like them to look somewhat even. Not, I don't want it to be one higher than the other, and make it look halfway decent, right? Why does that keep falling on me? And just in case you're wondering why I did them, like put them this way, it's so you could read what brand they were, and then on the top, see if I can get that turned up right here. You can read where it says 10 microfarad, 25 volt, just so you know, right? Like whoever gets to be in here next, if there's ever an issue, right? Say some logic chip goes, or the amp, or the DAC, whatever. It's just so you don't have to look like, say, one blows or something. You never know, right? It's always nice to be at least somewhat kind to the next guy who's going to be inside. There's probably a joke in there somewhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and come on, you. I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the rest of them, and if I find anything real funky, I'll come back. So I'm not gonna lie, just to do 1, 2, 3, 4, that took me like 10 minutes. A lot of these pads here are just corroded, and it took me a while to clean them up and actually get soldered, the actual wet to the pads. So I just, I'm making my way up here to this section, and I'm like, yeah, I might want to pay attention to what's going on here. I can see a lot of these pads here. They might not look too bad on film or on camera. On film. Show your age much? But we can see here, I mean, it is literally all over. You can see how discolored these pads are. Look at this, right? So I think what I'm going to do here is these are all the same caps. These are the that one, and this one back here. This one, not this one. This one, right here. These are all the same. 1, 2, 3, which I believe is right here, if I'm not mistaken. 47 at 25, I believe that's what they are. 47 to 25, yeah, they are. Yes, they're 47 at 25. I think what I'm going to do here is, just for record's sake, let me stand up here. Positive, positive, positive down, positive up, positive down. Because what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to remove all of these here and clean up this area before putting the new caps in. I mean, like I said, you can just see how bad these pads are, and I know there's going to be a problem here. I know it. Just look how bad these are here. Right, we got corrosion up under here, and then when I come over here, I forgot about this trace here being bad. Right, and you can see, you can see the corrosion up here. So this is going to have to be removed. Yeah, I know I said this side of the board and on, but I think it's more this side of the board and on. This is probably okay. Yep, I can tell this is going to get bad. So even in places that I've already cleaned, if I just rub this, just like this, You can still see corrosion coming off. I know it's not much, but it's still there. Okay, I've already cleaned this area here multiple times. Right? Multiple times. So I know. And that's not the solder mask coming off. It's not. That's corrosion. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is not gonna be a fun area. And the more I go this way, the more I look, I go, oh, lovely. Okay, so I decided to work I'm just gonna leave this up here for now, let this dry, come back this way, and take care of this. Yeah. All these are bad. Let me get rid of some of that flux. I was just about to remove these. I'm gonna have to replace these. I mean, let's lock that up. I always forget to do that, but these are bad. You can see the corrosion up here. You can see how bad the traces are here. I'm gonna have to check this trace right here. I have no continuity between this pin, or this via, and this pin. So all this is bad here. This is really bad here. This area. This is where I should have started. Instead of starting here. Well, I mean, which is okay. I mean, this is all okay up to here now. Right? But yeah, I'm going to stop doing right here, and I'm going to concentrate right here. What did I want to show you on one of these chips here? I know this one, we've seen the corrosion, but yeah, you can see it already, right? And I knew I was gonna have to check this socket. I knew it. Look at it creeping up here. Right? Like, look at these traces. One of them looked like, I mean, that looks like damn near gone. Yeah, that's all gonna need to be replaced. This is what I thought was corrosion, but it's actually the date stamp. But you can see why, though, right? Like, on first glance, if it's not under zoom, oh, it's a lot better in camera than it is in person, let me tell you. But yeah, I thought that was corrosion as well, because it damn near looks the same as that there. Okay, so we're still working this area here, and it's getting better. It's getting better. Some of these pads are just, they're shot, and you got to be careful with them, right? Especially because there's traces running to them. This one's got one trace this way and one trace this way to the U1 here, U1 chip here, the OKI chip. It's funny that here's the electrolytic, right? And I get there's electrolytics here, 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 and here. But as I was working here, I didn't get any of that fish oily smell from anything. But as soon as I touch this cap right here, which is a ceramic cap, the fish oil smell off of this cap right here, insane. So I don't know what electrolytic came all the way this way. You would figure it's this one, which would be this cap right here. But as far as I can tell, when I removed it, I didn't get that fishy smell at all. And yes, it probably did leak, or at least starting to. But no, not at all. But right here on this guy, I mean, after doing all the work here and getting everything ready here, and prepped and checking for continuity between things and whatever else, no smell except for this cap. Okay, so I just wanted to show the condition of this cap coming out before I actually remove it. Like, I mean, it is literally falling apart. The pad, right? And I didn't touch the soldering iron to the top here. I use the Heiko desoldering pump from underneath. And as soon as it wet that, it literally fell apart. Let's see if I can focus in there for you. So I believe this is a 0.1, sorry, capacitor. And I might just end up using some disc capacitors in this area here, because even though they might be good, these legs they're shot. You're gonna give me a hard time coming out? Why? There we go. You can just see just how bad. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that reeks. Yep. Yep. And that's a ceramic cap. That's not gonna. It is a ceramic cap, is it not? Ceramic or tantalum? Something. Anyways. Yeah, that reeks. That is bad. It's not so much this cap is bad, it's whatever is leaked. Can you see just how bad that pad is there? Falling apart on me. Let's get this one cleaned up as well. I'm just going to be very gentle here. I don't want anything to snag. Any broken part of the pad. We might have got lucky on this one. Not like this pad here. She's damn near fallen off. Yeah, we might be okay there. And that cap might be ceramic, not tantalum. You can see that trace there is going to need some repair. You can see just how bad that pad is. Oh my god. Yeah, I should have started on this area to begin with, because this is rough. And I am being gentle here. No, just in case anybody wants to attempt this themselves here. Be very careful around that pad right there. Yeah, that looks better. Much better. So I'm just starting to work on this these trace repairs here. I just want to show you here what so I'm using braid back and forth to bring the solder mask up and get to the copper underneath, and you can see the corrosion that is coming off on the braid. This is those really dark black traces. The same will have to be done in this area here, and this area here, this area here, over here. And what I'm going to do is I just want to show you this. I'll get a new piece of braid here. Well, I'm going to actually I have to cut back quite a bit of that braid. There's corrosion all over it. So we've got a fresh piece of braid here. Let me lock that focus there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little bit of, let's make sure my tip is clean here. A little bit, there is just a little bit of solder on the iron here. I'm trying to do this through the camera, so I'll have to, give me a second here. Just for example, this dark spot right in here. And that's what I'm doing, going back and forth on it. You can see the corrosion coming up. And that's literally just from that one little spot right there. So I'm gonna have to take care of all of this. I'm actually gonna get a little more solder on my tip here, and I mean, that's probably too much, so I'm gonna get rid of some of that. And I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. Got to get rid of that corrosion, only because it'll just keep going. Yeah, that's a bad spot right there. That trace might actually be exposed or gone right there. Oh yeah, see how rough that is? I mean, that is barely coming up. But let me show you. Look at that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to work all these areas here. Come on, you don't want to focus? I'm just going to work all these areas like that, and then when I have the copper exposed, go over it with some fresh solder, and then a little nail polish on it to stop it from getting any worse. Okay, so there's the corrosion pretty much taken care of. Like I said, this is not corrosion. Right here, that's the date stamp. That got me a few times. But yeah, so we'll take a look at this here. So that's much better. All the corrosion has been taken care of, neutralized. Now I can continue with the cap kit. Only thing I'm worried about is what kind of work is going to need to be done this way. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a ton in this area. A ton of trace work needed. Like this. A ton. Okay, so what I did was I was going to use disc capacitors here, but I actually found some in this style here that are like, they're bang on. 10 nanofarads, 10,000 picofarads. They're dead on. I mean, they are rock solid at that. Yeah, I just was not gonna reuse these. I mean, even after trying to clean them up, I mean, I didn't trust them. The resistor here. Where's the old one here? Oh, here's the other cap. And see, like I was not gonna reuse that whatsoever. And those look like a perfect match. Where's that other resistor here? I just wanted to show you here. Oh, she gone. The other resistor here was just beyond corroded, right? So why even bother? It's so hard with this zoom, so close. But yeah, like why even bother? Just find a. I believe in the schematic it's 1/4 watt, so why not just find a new one instead of having to try to solder to that crap. Yeah, as for this cap here, I mean, you can just see how bad it is, right? Right, and I'm assuming it's probably up inside the capacitor as well. It says 207 on it, but when I check the schematic, it says what did I say? 0.01 microfarad. I think it says 103 there, does it not? It does. Oh, that's hard to see, but it does say the second number there, 103. So all that's left to do here now is to replace this cap, and that is a I did pull it out here. Right here. 100 mic at 25 volts. Now there is a cap right there. Now that one actually looks to be okay. I don't see any corrosion on either side of the legs here. Not on this side or on this side. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. As for this up in here, I may have to remove this 74 LS 374. I believe I have a replacement for it, but I could be mistaken. I could have 373, not 374. If I don't, and that chip is bad, that pin is bad, which I believe I can fix, it's no big deal, I do have a replacement 374 on this spare board here, so I'm not worried about that. I just thought I'd show you here, like, that is much nicer than what it was. Okay, so I thought maybe I would just test that cap that was in that spot there. No, it's just not sitting right. No, that's just not sitting right. Hang on 1 second here. Yeah, that's just definitely not sitting right. I'd say the leads are a little short on that one. That's better. I just got to hold it in place. So this is supposed to be 100 mic. That glare is bad. No, yeah, I'd say she's bad, for sure. So maybe that is the one that has really leaked all over here. A little too big. Okay, I don't see any corrosion in the socket. That's excellent. I do see some more corrosion on this trace right in here. That's probably tough for you guys to see. That's from the chip legs. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit right here. It's okay. We'll take care of that as soon as I find my pad. What did I do with my pad? Not bad. That's it's a 3000 grit. No, I lied. I can see corrosion right now. Yep, right now. It's funny how I see it with my naked eye, but not the magnifier. Yep, I can see it right here on this pin. Yep, I think the shadow was just getting me. I couldn't see it that side's okay. That side's okay, but that right there, that one right there, it's got it. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's definitely got corrosion in it. Not a lot, but enough it'll bug me if I don't take care of it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16 pin dip. I don't think I have a 16 pin socket. No big deal. I'll just get it cleaned up. It's not bad anyway. It looks like it's just surface to me, because it wasn't on the leg, which would have been this leg right here, and I didn't see any corrosion on it, so yeah, I know it's just surface. It's only a single wipe socket. I don't know if I exactly like that or not. Let me check my sockets here. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably gonna bug me. Give me 2 seconds here. And it turns out I do have. Actually, I got a few of them here. So yeah, we're gonna replace that socket. I don't like that. It'll just bug the crap out of me if I don't do it. Gotta love the beep of the soldering pump. You know what? It's probably a good idea to remove this socket anyways. Okay, so one pin got left behind. Oh yeah, isn't that a good idea? Yep, that was actually a great idea. Not only can I get to that corrosion more, but I do see some up here. See, I couldn't see that because it was hidden by that socket. Oh yeah. Woo, that's fishy. Yep. What was that from? Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yep. Okay. Good thing I did that. Something was telling me, you're not gonna like that, Aaron, and you know you're not. And you know you're not. Nothing wrong with a good dual wipe socket anyways, over a standard one. Oh yeah, I can smell it. Okay. Okay, so I'll replace the socket and get back to you. Okay, so we got that cleaned up, and you can see where what I was concerned about, the corrosion. It was here. It was here. This is the leg that actually had the corrosion on it. The via does check out. It's good downwards, but upwards towards the top of the socket, no, it wasn't. Okay, so we've got our new socket here. Maybe I'll handle this first. I don't see any corrosion up on the legs, just the pads. And if I'm not mistaken, the traces for them are on this side, correct? They are. Yeah, let me handle that real quick here. That is this one and this one. That probably didn't even touch the solder on this side, right? Or, oops, sorry. Oh my God, Aaron. Or, completely do the wrong ones. That's fine. Those two need to be done anyways. Okay, it's these two actually. Let's not hit the camera this time. Yeah, let me see if I can get you down on that. Even after removing the solder from that, you can just see how bad that is right there and right there. That's the two I did. I was on the opposite side of the socket here. But yeah, those two need to be done anyways. That one should probably be done as well. Did that even come loose? Yeah, it did. Where's my little pick? I think that's gonna be my slogan for the channel. Where's my this? Where's my that? Okay, I don't know where my pick is. Get that lifted. That one doesn't want to be loose. Well, we can make that happen. Come on now. Get out of there. Let's make, oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, that needed to be done as well. Getting caught up on the leg here. That's better. Huh, there's my pick. Come on, Aaron, get your act right. Okay, let me take a look at that under magnification here. I just want to make sure that we're okay. That's going to be blurry for you, but not for me. Let me take a look on another board here. Let me just... So there is a trace between them. Yes, there is. There is a trace between them. Right here. We'll expose that right here. Yeah, we'll expose that and make that pretty too. Might as well. We're right here. Oh, we have a broken trace there? Nope. Okay. There we go. That's how I can tell there was corrosion on it, right? Because there's a little spot right here where it didn't want to be exposed, right? But here it was. So I know there was corrosion underneath here, but not right here, which is wild because this was the really bad one. We'll just double check and make sure that we both have continuity between, I'm sorry, that we have continuity between both of those. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so I'm going to tidy all this up here. Get you zoomed out here. Okay, so we'll tidy up this area here, and I'll get back to you. Oh, that looks a hell of a lot better. Much, much cleaner. And if you notice, I go like this, and there's no more corrosion and crap on it. So let's pop the YM3012 in. Yeah, that's a new socket, all right. Get in there. Well, that ain't gonna do you any good, Aaron. That's tough looking into the camera doing that. Let's not look in the camera and do that. Much, much easier. Oops. There we go. So that is much, much nicer now. So in case you're wondering, when I go over this with nail polish to seal all this up, because you don't want any, obviously this is all exposed copper now, right, and traces, you don't want any moisture on it, so you got to seal it up, and I'll do that after I'm done doing everything. So now that we're done that, I am literally going to move on this way now. Everything kind of checks out this way. I don't see any corrosion, I don't see any bad traces this way, but this way, yes, I mean there's corrosion everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, even on the amp chip here, I can see it. Especially like right here on this pin. There's some on this back pin. I'll probably take care of this stuff here because I don't want that spreading this way or this way. Yeah, so we're just going to go through and clean it all up.
that's much nicer now. Besides, I have a video. The customer sent me a video of what was happening. All the sounds were there and everything. It was just really, really low volume, which, I mean, obviously this is why. But I'm surprised it wasn't distorted as well. That's kind of blowing me away. I might have to look at that video. I don't know if it was compression due to, you know, sending a video over Facebook Messenger. But I'm curious to know if there was distortion as well. And we will have to take care of this as well, because you can see it here. I may have to remove this. And no, I do not have a 374N. I do not have a replacement, so we will have to reuse this chip. I may have a socket for this as well, but I don't like that corrosion. It's underneath the chip as well, so which means probably some of these traces under here are bad. Okay, so after finishing up this area here, replaced a few resistors in here, you know, working my way up this way, finished all the caps in here. Now I'm about to move on to the resistors, and I see why. If you look at this here, yeah, and that stinks. And that's sure enough, that that cap definitely leaked for sure. So that's probably the one that caused this damage here, especially like in this area. There were a few pads here and joints here that were, they were rough, but they came out turning out like they came out all right. I was a little worried. I was definitely a little worried about how they would turn out, because they were just in such bad shape. That one's new, I believe. Yeah, I believe that one's new. One of those is new. There's a few actually. I can't remember which ones are what now. There's just been so many. But yeah, so that is turning out all right. I just did these two caps here, these two here, and this one here, or these two here. Just remove this one so that I can replace this resistor, because you can see the corrosion up on the leg. So I'll remove this now, and then I'll work my way here and then in here. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a problem. So as soon as I went to remove this resistor here, you can see just how bad the pads are here, and that's exactly what's happening. It's probably going to be the same when I remove this this cap here. Not that there's corrosion on it, but you know, these pads are bad and they'll need to be cleaned up, right? So I know that the pad itself is going to be just like this. Maybe not as bad, maybe something like that, because that's what they've mostly been, but I know this pad here is like this pad right here. And you can see the corrosion all in here. That's rough. So I definitely had to show this. I should have known that it was going to be bad down here on the board, right? But removing these, every single one of these is leaked. And I mean, oh yeah, they're bad. Let's get you zoomed in here so you can actually see just how bad these pads and these traces are. Like, I mean, this one is just beyond bad. So, good thing is, positive side, positive side, positive side, negative side. These two caps here actually have their traces on this side, here and here. And this one here, the positive is here, and the negative side is here. And if I flip that back over, am I on the right one?
Yes. So this one here, good thing that, let me lock that focus in for you, is it runs to here. Right? It runs to the positive side of this cap, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, this side, it's okay. It didn't leak all the way through to this side, which is great. I mean, like I said, I can get a good connection here, here, and here for sure, absolutely. But these are definitely going to require some work. As for the corrosion on here, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle it. These resistors need to be replaced as well, all three of them. I just hope I have some of those in stock. These caps here are probably okay. I don't see anything wrong with any of these caps here. Nothing at all, except for the pads are bad. That's it. I mean, there's no doubt, right, why it's bad here. These just took it the worst, and these pads here. This is the negative side here, so that's not going to be too bad. Like I said, the negative side over here, that's not going to be too bad to get to. This, we might just have to not worry about the tops of these pads here. I'm going to see what I can do. This, I mean, I got a feeling that I'm going to lose the pads on this side for sure. They're so bad, and when I desoldered them, I mean, that fishy smell was it was bad. Kind of like how the Game Gears are when they go bad. I mean, those are some of the worst ones I've ever done, and this is definitely equal to it. Yeah, I knew it. I knew these pads were just going to be that bad. Oh, I lost my pointer. I'll use this. It's fine. So, that pad's gone. Luckily, the positive side of the cap is on the other side of the board. The negatives here, I had to get rid of the corrosion that was there on that trace. This isn't too bad. Both pads are on the underside, so that's fine. This pad, toast. Luckily, the pad and the trace is on the other side, and this one here actually didn't come out too bad. But I'm afraid if I push it any further, it's gonna get bad. So that's where I'm gonna leave those three. Sorry. So as you can see, these didn't leak at all, and neither did this one. But I mean, they need to be replaced anyways. Yeah, these didn't leak at all. As far as I can tell, this one didn't leak, and these didn't leak. It's literally just the leakage from these ones just carried over this way. Okay, so we're getting back to this Midway soundboard, and I just got done removing the 3 resistors, the 3 100 volt, what are they, 0.1 microfarad, and the amp. I had to remove the amp chip because it was so corroded under there. I mean, I just started this side of it. Let me see if I can get you focused in here. I just started this side of it. Now I'm working this way, but you can see how bad those were. And I mean, they just reeked, just absolutely reeked from corrosion. Now I did this side already and cleaned this side up, and that looks good. That side looks good. Where the caps and resistors were, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I might do a little cleanup on that side, but it's this side here where the caps leak. That's what's bad. Like, I mean, you can tell just how bad these are. But this amp chip here, just where these were just horrible. I've done these couple up top here, but I still got to do the bottom side here and up here. Okay, so now I'm working on the 7809, the 9-volt regulator, and of course, that's after I cleaned it up. So we lost the pad there, we lost the pad there. I can still get to it, but I mean, it was just... Let me show you. I got flux on there ready to clean this up because I don't have another 9-volt regulator on hand. There's probably nothing wrong with this, but
Like, I mean, it was just disgusting. It smelled just as bad as when I took this off the amp. It's just so full of, you know, corrosion from this one and probably this one here. Okay, so board is in, power, volume knob, info, data info running there. Okay, give me a second to plug it in, and we'll see what happens. Well, it's in, and I'm like, I don't hear anything. But after replacing all that, can you hear it? I have volume control, but yeah, same issue. How can that be? Do we have a bad amp chip, or do we have something else going on here? Isn't that wild? Let me zoom back out here. Sorry. That is zoomed out. Because, yeah, it's there. It's detected. Everything's functional. Huh. Okie dokie. Back with this. Finally figured out what was going on here. There were so many bad and corroded traces and through holes, vias, you name it. You remember how much work we did down here? I mean, this kind of work, literally all up here. So also, it turns out that this operational amplifier, bad. This operational amplifier, bad. The through holes for this were just almost non-existent. The through holes for the 9-volt regulator, literally destroyed. The traces from that cap, the negative of this cap to this cap, just completely shot. The amplifier chip, that's been replaced. I actually found that at a good price. It says new, but I can tell it's used. Like, there's no way around it. I got that from KP Components out of British Columbia. And I know his amplifier was bad because I tried it in my parts board here, and yeah, shot. Along with all the caps being shot. I mean, this thing just has been through hell and back. But so what I'm going to do is I am going to get the heatsink back on. I'm going to clean this heatsink up here. Get some Arctic Silver 5 on the back of this. Put this all back together. Clean the board up from all the flux and everything. And then we'll go test it. Okay, now that the heatsink's all cleaned up. And like that stuff right there is literally embedded into the metal there. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a little Arctic Silver 5 on the back of it here. And this is right here. This is the back of the amplifier chip here. And it's not going to need much. Give her a little boop, boop, boop. Just like that. Maybe a little across the top. That's plenty. More than enough. That is way, way more than enough. I'm just going to slide that down in there, and that should hit the bottom, and you should be able to see through it as it's all the way down, as you can. And that's all the way down.
Let's see if I can get you zoomed in a little bit there. Yeah, that's probably good. Right about there. This has got to be one of the wildest Midway boards I have repaired. Just the sheer amount of bad parts. And honestly, I don't want to say the parts went bad because, you know, well, because parts go bad, right? But I believe a ton of these parts just went bad because there was just so much corrosion. Just an unbelievable amount. I may have to do this. I may have to take a different approach. Let me get this on there. I'll be right back. It would probably help if I had the support in too. Okay? That would make a lot of sense. Okay, so she's nice and pretty now. Now, let's go throw her in the machine and test her. Okay, so board is in. Turn her on. That's what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. Excellent.
Weber, is it the showtime? Out of his right, beautiful alley-oop. Boom! There it is!
Yeah, that's amazing. And I have volume control, which is excellent. So yes, that'll wrap that up for this soundboard, and I can get it back to the customer. Just like I said, the sheer amount of bad traces and corroded vias and through holes and bad parts. As a matter of fact, let's go look at how many bad parts there were. Like I said, just the amount of parts that were just bad. Everything from every axial cap, every radial cap. I actually removed the cover from this one because I don't really know or have known this one to leak, right? I could see a bit of leakage here, but I didn't know if that was because I didn't know if that was flux or not, so I just wanted to open this up just to see if I could see any indication of leakage. But yeah, I mean, the bad resistors, the caps here, the axial caps that were bad. I changed out the 7809, the voltage rate, 9-volt voltage regulator, because I didn't trust how bad this was. I tried to clean this up, but it just I didn't trust it. What's this? This is the LM operational amplifier. Hopefully you can hear that in the background. But that's I think that's the 08 something. The 084 CN. And then the LM 324N, and then the bad socket that the Yamaha was in. You can see how corroded the legs were here. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Right, I lost a pin and everything. So, oh, and like I said, and the amplifier, because this is the original amplifier here. So I had to order a new amplifier, which is funny. These HA13118, this is not listed in the components list on the schematic. It's showing a different amplifier, and it's not right. This is the right one, so that's weird. That's NBA Jam, TE, Mortal Kombat, probably like Smash TV or something else. Don't quote me on the last one, but those three for sure. I think this is the proper. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but wow. Yeah. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. But yes, that is what that is. Oh, let me turn the light on. No, not gonna see it, but that is what it is. It is this here. Yeah, so that was kind of confusing at first. I'm like, wait a minute, why do I have a different part here? And no, it's not just a different, it's a completely different amplifier. It's only a SIP, single inline package. Not like this dual inline package here, like, you know, like a dip here. I'm not even exactly sure what they call that package type, but it's not a SIP. It's not a single inline package like a resistor array. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that was quite strange. But yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Wow, that flicker is horrible. I am so sorry. But yeah, she's beautiful now. Beautiful now. Like I said, that'll do her. Thanks for watching.